Oh dear, it has come to this. Welcome everyone to this penance watch party of a terrible film. Well, it's not the most terrible film I've ever seen, but it comes up there. It is. Tonight we're watching Stop and Alarm Will Shoot. I'll be your host and curator for the evening. And God, yeah, let's just start this film up because it's not a long one, but let me just close the door. It's not a long film, thank God. It's only what, an hour and 20 minutes, 20 odd minutes, hour 23. So I'll just say let's start this film. This one has won the poll, a recent poll that I did of which terrible film to watch. This one won by a whopping 40%. The runner-up was Attack Force with Steven Seagal with 29%, and then it was Junior, I think, with 26, and then Knockoff only had like 4 or 5%. So well, thank you all for not picking Attack Force, but also, well, thank you for picking Stop Mom Will Shoot, I guess. So yeah, often considered Stallone's worst film. This one, it's not the worst. That dubious honor still goes to Expendables 4. Anyway, I will say let's just start this film up because it's not a long one. So let's get this done as quickly as possible. I'll lower the volume a little bit. We do have Sean who put in a comment before the stream went live. Hey Sean, I won't be watching because I don't own it. Well, lucky you. But I've heard of its reputation and how bad it is between the end of the 80s until Rocky Balboa. His career was a bit rocky, mind the pun. Yes, it certainly was. Anyway, yeah, you got the film there on that little screen. That's the best I can do it, obviously for copyright purposes as well. So right away we start off. Maybe I can center it a little bit. Let's see. Oh, is that worse or better? That's a little better, isn't it? Yeah. There we go. Yeah. And the 90s were still decent enough for Sly. I mean, Cliffhanger, Demolition Man, Copland, Daylight. But so he didn't enter the 90s with hits. Rocky 5 in 1990 wasn't a big hit. It made money, but it wasn't a walloping box office smash. Then, of course, he did do Oscar after Rocky 5, and then after Oscar it was this one. So yeah, the first three entries into the 90s were not good, and then he bounced back strong with Cliffhanger. Yeah, the TV might go out occasionally, but I think we should be fine. I do have to put the charger on my tablet, otherwise you're gonna lose me. So let's put the charger on. There we go. So yeah, of all the Stallone comedies, Rhinestone, Oscar, this one. Say let's count Grudge Match as well. Has he done any other comedies beyond those four? Maybe a few films with comedic elements, but not straight up comedies. Now, produced by Ivan Reitman, this one did have Ivan Reitman attached. Obviously, not the director, otherwise, this would have been probably a good film. Directed by Roger Spottiswoode, who I think isn't he the director for Tomorrow Never Dies? I always get my Rogers confused because you have director Roger Donaldson, you have Roger Spottiswoode. I always get them confused. So I think it was Spottiswoode that also did Tomorrow Never Dies. And The Recruit, or was that Roger Donaldson? Again, I get the Rogers confused always. So anyway, it starts off as a typical cop film right here with Stallone and his partner on a stakeout. Right away, you can tell the level of comedy in this film. I think Stallone's partner gets shot in the ass in this scene or something, and it's like, yeah, it's not the greatest joke. And Stallone's also, his wardrobe isn't the greatest. He's always wearing these loud shirts with crazy patterns on it, like Hawaiian type shirt and stuff. Anyway, there's Sly. I'm going to enlarge the screen a little bit for you so you know which point in the film we're at. There was Sly. So it's a typical, drug bust, weapons bust, I think. Oh, no, it's electronics. But anyway, obviously Sly and his partner are pretending to be in, and there we go. Action kicks off. We do have some action here. The beginning of this film isn't too bad, these first few minutes. Now there goes the TV again. Well, actually, that's not too bad. The TV goes for a few seconds. Yeah, lucky devil, Sean, that you don't own it, because I've had this DVD since forever. Since forever. I know there's a Blu-ray of it out there, but I refuse to upgrade this one. Spartan's already shot in the ass. Now that's going to be a little joke. Yeah, so obviously we haven't got to the main main center of comedy in this film, which of course will be his mom, Estelle Getty. Now, bless her, I do like Estelle Getty, but and she's very charming in this film, but still, it just does not work. I think right now he's actually calling it. Oh, there we go. We're getting introduced to Estelle Getty here. So she doesn't even answer her son's phone calls. Here's this slimy police, colleague of Sly's. He's a good actor. I forget his name, but I've seen him in stuff. And there's Sly's love interest for the film. Sorry about the camera. Can I fix it up a little bit? It's more centered now. Guess that's the best I can really do. Yeah, also I don't have access to the internet now because obviously my phone is recording the TV and my tablet is picking up me. Joe Beth Williams. Ving Rhames is also in this. Not a bad cast, but yeah. Obviously, yes, we all know this just is not the greatest Stallone film, to put it mildly. I mean, more of this would have benefited the film. More of him and Joe Beth Williams. I do like him and Joe Beth Williams in this, but obviously the main focus of the film is his mom, and a lot of those jokes just don't land at all. Let's see. Oh, I was gonna say my mic is on. Otherwise, I would have been talking for 10 minutes and nobody would be picking up anything. My mic is on. So this definitely came at the point in Sly's career where, yeah, it was, to quote Sean again, a bit rocky, and no pun intended. I think he bounced back, obviously, with Cliffhanger afterwards in '93, Demolition Man, even Judge Dredd. I like Judge Dredd. I know people don't, but I like it. Daylight. Daylight was a big one. Copland should have been a big one. Obviously, it went a little bit under the radar when it came out, but it's great. Yeah, then by the end of the '90s, he definitely started going, downhill again a little bit. I mean, Detox. I like Detox, but it was really straight to video, so the studio had no faith in it. But Obviously, Get Carter wasn't a hit. Avenging Angela went straight to video. Hey, we got Bob McCall. Hey, Bob McCall. I've got Nappy Rash. Yeah, not Sly's finest hour at all. But yeah, we're gonna get there. That's definitely the most embarrassing thing Sly has done on screen, hands down. Hands down. Of course, I think everybody's familiar with how Sly got to be in this film. He was still rivals, with Arnie. I guess at this point it was changing. They were becoming more like frenemies, I guess, because obviously this is around the time when they started Planet Hollywood and stuff like that. But it was Arnie that tricked Sly into doing this film. Arnie got the script for it first. And yeah, I think Sly expressed interest or whatever, and Arnie heard that, and he was like, "Well, tell everybody, or tell Sly, let everybody know that's to Sly that I'm doing it. Let Sly know that I'm doing this movie." And then, well, Sly was like, "Well, if Arnold's going to do this movie, I got to be in this film." So that's how Arnie tricked Sly into doing this film. Although Arnie never had any intention of doing this film because he read the script and he said it's a piece of shit. So yeah. Well, Arnie won. Sly appeared in this crappy movie. And this is the same year that Arnie did. Was this the same year of Terminator 2? No, that was the year before. Well, Arnie got the better of Sly, definitely. And then afterwards became friends, obviously, or more friendly than in the 80s. And obviously they started the whole Planet Hollywood thing. So here's, there's Estelle Getty. Now we're finally properly introduced to her. I mean, she's small. She's a tiny woman. I mean, Sly isn't a big guy, but Sly towers over her. Oh boy. Oh, this is where all the crappy, unfunny comedy enters into the film as well. And again, bless Estelle Getty, I like her, but it just doesn't work. Yeah, so she's the typical mom that embarrasses her son at any chance she gets, whether intentionally or unintentional. She shows the baby pictures. She talks about the diaper rash, all that stuff, which is about as funny as it sounds. I've been driving for 20 years. Well, apparently the majority of people have voted for this one. Yeah, we could have been watching Steven Seagal fighting a lady alien with Wolverine claws. Yes, we could have. I'm still glad it became this one instead of Attack Force, because I will definitely watch this over Attack Force. But my God, this is definitely far from great. Again, it's an unfunny comedy. And that's the big mistake a comedy can make. If it's not funny, then yeah. Anyway, welcome Myers. Next time is Attack Force, because it was the runner-up though. So next time we will have Attack Force. Yes, Sly at the Lab. Yeah, Junior is worse. I will take this over Junior. I will, yes. Can you believe the first time I watched Junior, I actually did not mind it? Boy, how that has changed. Yeah, Junior is worse. Yes, both are still thirds, yes. This is a solid third, and Junior is like diarrhea. I totally agree with that comparison. Oh, but is this the suicide joke here? The would-be jumper? Yeah. Oh yeah, this scene. The kid here, I do know the kid. He was in Scent of a Woman with Pacino. He was one of the brats, prep school kiddies. This is the only other thing besides Scent of a Woman I've actually seen this kid in, but yeah. But obviously, yeah, this is the classic, think of Lethal Weapon, where Martin Riggs goes up, talks the jumper down, or well, has his own way of getting the jumper down, let's put it that way, and yeah. Here Sly goes up, and then Estelle Getty is like, oh, it's because of his mom, like, give me that bullhorn. And she has no affinity with the police. She has no connection to the police other than that her son is a police officer. She is the one that is on the megaphone communicating with the jumper. It's crazy. Yeah. The UK even found something this to. Whoa! Please tell me more, because I have no idea what the diaper scene. Is it? Is it? No, can't be. What would they cut in this film? That's nonsense. Yeah, here we go. She has the bullhorn. He's like, "Oh, mom, you embarrassed me." It's like, Sly, you're embarrassing yourself being in this fucking movie. There's one joke here that is funny. Like, this guy's like, "Well, I thought I had it bad with my mom, but you, geez." It's like, that's a little funny. That made me chuckle a little bit. And I thought I had issues with my mother, you know. uh, oh, he's in a Stephen King movie. I've actually seen that one. I forgot he was in that. Yeah, Resurrected 50s Greaser Demon. I actually forgotten about that. I have seen some. I own it actually. Sometimes they come back. Hey, Nicholas. Nicholas Woodall's here. Welcome. I saw the. Poor you. Can you imagine going to the theaters or the cinemas to watch this? I mean, honestly, again, if we take all the comedies of Sly's, Grudge Match will probably be my favorite of his movies that have comedy as a main element. Then I'll take Rhinestone. Then I'll take Oscar. I'll definitely take Oscar over this one. And yeah, then sadly, this one does come in dead last for me. Yeah, the jumper goes down. This guy needs, and then Sly wants to jump. And yeah, this is where they go too far with the comedy. I mean, I like the little zinger at the end where the jumper is like, "Oh, I thought I had a bad with my mom. Goodbye," and he just leaves. And now Sly one. That's a little too much. It's going too much for me. They cut the bit where he slams the guy's hand. Oh, we just had that in the opening scene. They took out the screaming sound when a guy is thrown. Ah, okay. Like, this is about as PG as it gets. Like, there's no curse words in this film. Yeah, and still they found something to cut. So yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, you might have the TV glitching out. I don't know what it is with the TV going out a few seconds there. But I got the phone that's recording the TV on the mobile data, and I got this on the Wi-Fi, so it shouldn't be interfering with each other. But yeah, I do like, yeah, again, if there were more of those scenes, if that was the main focus of the film, Sly and Joe Beth Williams just cut the mother out, just change the title, make it a different film with just him and Joe Beth, that would be better. I do like him and Joe Beth in this, so yeah. Yeah, Joe Beth is great, but she always seemed sidelined to crappy nothing roles after Poltergeist, which is a shame. Yeah. Wasn't she also in Kramer versus Kramer? Or am I mistaking her with somebody else? But I definitely remember her on Poltergeist, that's for sure. One thing I do find funny is that in the promotional pictures for this, I mean, not in any ones that I found here put around on this wallpaper, but in a lot of the promotional pictures, they got Estelle getting like very gray hair, like very grandmother hair. Here she has, well, color to her hair, let's put it that way. Wonder where those promotional images came from. Like, you got the famous one where Sly, I think, has the gun, and she has the M60, and she has like the gray hair. And those, she never has gray hair in the film, so that always baffled me a bit. My mom and Joe. Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. Yes, I think we do have a shot of Sly's ass, don't we? Yeah, in the shower scene. I actually did forget about that. Well, I tend to forget much about this film. Shockingly there. I've only seen this like, I think this might be my third viewing of the film. I think I've only seen this like twice before. Uh, it's definitely one of my least watched Sly films. Uh, oh yeah, this is where she cleans his gun. She thinks the gun is filthy, and she's throwing in there bleach, all kinds of, and she fucks up the gun. It is an interesting looking gun. It looks like a Beretta 92, but then with something added to the barrel to make it even longer, which is odd. It's like a custom Beretta 92. Yes. Oh, we're gonna get there. Sadly, we're gonna get there. Again, probably Sly's most embarrassing moment on screen. Yeah. Standing in a nappy in the street, how could he have not realized this was gonna be shit? Yeah. I think he must have, right? He must have realized. He must have been in on the joke, surely, by that point when he filmed that scene. Oh, here we go. Here we go. We have a Dirty Harry reference. Go ahead. Make your bed. And they think that's funny, you know? Yeah, so she washed the gun and now all of a sudden it's now a metallic gun. It's now, what do you call it? It's like a polished silver instead of black, like gunmetal black. Actually, I do prefer when a Beretta is like silver instead of like all black. So it's, in that case, it's an improvement. But yeah, she definitely fucked up the gun for Sly. Hey, Fran Sanchez. Oh, actually doesn't think this is bad. Or that bad, sorry, that bad. It's not. Oh, yeah, here's the shower scene. Yeah, I think we see Sly's ass a little bit there. I think it's like cropped a little bit, but that was another thing with. Oh yeah, there. Oh yeah, that was definitely Sly's ass right there. That's another thing. Rocky V, we had to see his ass for some reason. I get it in First Blood, but yeah. Specialist was a lot of Stallone ass in that shower scene. Oh yeah, and the typical like mommy always wants you to eat your breakfast. Breakfast is the most important meal. Then there we go. She made a big breakfast meal for Sly. Another running joke in the film because this gets brought up later on. I think when he talks to the partner in a few scenes. So, oh, my mom, she gave me this. Whew. Breakfast is the most important meal of the day. Yeah, it's horrible. Okay. I thought I might have been confusing over a different Joe Beth, but okay, she's the one from Kramer versus Kramer. Yeah, I haven't seen that film in a while, but yeah, kind of hate the title. Even yes, sometimes a title drop in a film can be like a good, clever thing, and this one it's about as on the nose as you can get. Stop! Oh, my mom will shoot. Yeah. Yeah, this is not the greatest, title drop in the film. I have read that. I think she was supposed to be a more meaner mom. I guess maybe a little abusive mom. I think that might have hit too hard to home for Sly because obviously we now learned that Sly's mom was a little mean, to put it mildly, to him when he was growing up. So maybe that's why they changed. I don't even know if Sly has writing credits on this. I mean, surely Sly is a writer. Maybe he tinkered with the script a little bit, or tinkered, I should say. No, on the DVD it says Blake Snyder and William Osborne and William Davies, 3 fucking writers, and they still couldn't make this a funny film. And maybe Sly contributed as well, but as a director, I had a more schizophrenic career. Yes, like I said at the beginning, I always confused my Rogers. Now, is this the Roger Spottiswoode that did Tomorrow Never Dies? Because I always confuse him with Roger Donaldson for some reason. Like Roger Donaldson, Roger Spottiswoode, I always kind of mixed up, so I don't know which one is which. I think this is the same one that did Tomorrow Never Dies. Yes, Sly gets his ass out almost as much as Van Damme. Almost. I do like this guy here, the big biker. Hey lady, you want to buy a gun? And then the gun he gives her is actually like the Mac 10. He's like, well, this is the big boy in the block. Like, ever seen Miami Vice? Hey, Jim. Thank you. Yeah. Wouldn't make my worst enemy what? Yes, well, yeah, sadly everybody voted for this one, so. But I appreciate your sympathy. There you go, the Mac 10. This one is big on Miami Vice, lady. Full automatic. Yeah, and all she wants is just the same Beretta, the one that she messed up for Sly. Watch the Sly documentary on Netflix. Sly tells stories about both his father and his mother, who were pretty um, not necessarily physical abusive to him growing up, but well, definitely psychological and a little bit of physical. But Sly's pretty much tell-all documentary on Netflix. That's where he pretty much told a lot of those stories. And also on the podcast with his daughters, he did a follow up to the documentary. He talked about it some more on the podcast with his daughters. Plenty of project really. Product placement in Cobra. Pamper should have gone in this one. Yes. I swear I've seen this biker guy somewhere as well. He has another one of those faces. That's true. That's true. But who the hell would want to see that anyway? I mean, Seagal didn't even get topless, and after Hard to Kill, like he's like semi topless in Hard to Kill, where he could still present his body topless. After that, he's never really shown any skin, Seagal. So there we go, a little bit of action at least. I will say this about this one: the action sequences and the shootouts and stuff are at least halfway decent. All right, they're not Expendables 4, where it's like all CGI and shitty. So that's why I would still take this over Expendables 4 any day. This one still has practical car stunts there, so you can see, if you can see it on the tiny screen there, but it's halfway decent anyway. That's one good thing I can say about this film. That's his name, Mickey Jones. As a dodgy gun seller, he was in loads of film. Yes, I have definitely seen him around. I've definitely seen. He's one of those faces. He's one of those faces. This movie is almost as painful as Cop and a Half with Burt Reynolds and Liza Minnelli. Both came around the same time. I actually have not seen that one. I'm actually getting into my Burt Reynolds films as we speak. I've picked up a few of his films this month. I'm still looking for a affordable copy of Sharky's Machine because that one comes highly recommended. But I have spotted the DVD for Cop and a Half for like €5, so might get that as a cheapie. But they put Jackie and Bridget on Brigitte, on Big Brother together, hoping for the fireworks. That backfired when they got along. Yes. This is a scene. He's actually drinking like a Pepto, whatever it is. He's like, my mom gave me breakfast sausages, cornflakes, eggs, toast. He just keeps naming all the food that his mom gave him for breakfast. Seagal did nudes. Yes. Oh my god. No. The mental images. Jim, I thought you were my friend. Stop it. Just can't muster up enough enthusiasm to watch it. It's actually pretty good for a. It's actually pretty good for a reality show. I will definitely watch it over the fucking Kardashians. I can tell you that. Yeah, I actually like The Family Stone. It's a good reality show. Yes. Well, maybe at The Godfather, I would say maybe this is like Hard Target compared to Expendables 4. Who's the other big guy with the beard at the gun sale? Yeah, that's the guy I was talking about. The big, with the beard. I think maybe that's the one that Friends meant. Or yes, I did actually. I got Deliverance this month, which was an awkward watch. I did watch it. I got all Smokey and the Bandit films. Now, Smokey and the Bandit was the only one that I've seen before previously, really, of Birds. And, of course, the Spaghetti Western Navajo Joe. Other than that, I never really, got into Birds work. So I got Deliverance, Smokey and the Bandit films on Blu-ray. What else did I get? I know there's another one I'm forgetting, but I am slowly getting into Bird. So, yeah. Hey, Stacy. Thanks for tuning in. Should Tim Matheson have played the cop? I actually do like. Is that the same from Rhinestone? I actually do like him, so that would have been cool. Although I do like the guy that plays it here. Just can't think of his name, but luckily I have a few guys in the chat that have access to the internet, which I now don't. The only thing I never understood about it, yeah, it's just stupid, isn't it? It's yeah. Why would you wash a gun in the fucking, the same as if you were doing the dishes? It's yeah. Skip cup and have it shit. Go straight for shark. Yes, the problem is the only Blu-ray I saw, the German one, goes for 40 euros, which is a little too much for a Blu-ray for me. So I'm looking for a more affordable one. I think they have a DVD, but I don't know. Once you go Blu-ray, you want to stick with the HD format. So yeah. Would B. Arthur have been more believable and be able to stand up to Stallone better than Estelle Getty? I don't think Estelle Getty is the problem. I mean, I like Estelle Getty. It's not her fault. I do have a soft spot for Estelle Getty, but yeah. I don't think much could have saved this film. A better script could have saved that film. Big Guy would be yes, One the Dead or Alive. Yes, I watched that recently a few weeks ago, like last month, whatever it was. Yeah, that's it. Underrated Burt Reynolds film, Breaking In, more of a comedy drama than action film. One of his best performances. Okay, I will add that to the list. Actually, I wish I had paper. Let's just use this as a paper. What's this? Breaking In. Usually I write it down on my phone, but obviously I don't have access to my phone. Breaking In. There we go. Wrote it down. Yes, I forgot. I have seen the original Longest Yard, and I've seen the remake. So that is another one I have seen. That's another one I have seen. I do always forget about it, but I've seen it. Hey, Gareth. Shame. Original ponytails out of season. Out this season, yeah. Yeah, this film's out of season as well, but Bob McCall likes Rana. Yeah, I do like Liza, so how bad can it be? Tim Matheson was in Sometimes They Come Back Too. Yes, I do remember. I do think I remember that one. Uncommon Valor, yes, that's a fantastic film. Gene Hackman, one of my favorites, actually. Yes, Arnold was like, "Tell Sly that I'm interested in this movie." Then Sly's gonna take it, and I'm gonna laugh my way to the bank because he does a shitty movie. Yeah, that's probably what he must have thought anyway. Yeah. I have Breaking In, but I haven't watched it. Yeah, there's a few I've added to my wish list on Amazon of birds, so I'll be slowly acquiring them over the months. Oh my god, this is the most embarrassing scene in the film here with the diaper coming up. This is the dream sequence with the diaper. Yeah, the diaper bit. I will enlarge this because yeah. Oh my god, look at this. I get it's a dream sequence, but Jesus Christ. Stop chasing me! Yes, definitely not Sly's finest hour. Thoughts on theme and score? Well, let's see. Alan Silvestri. I do like Alan Silvestri. This is not my favorite Alan Silvestri score. I mean, I love his score for Judge Dredd. That's a better Stallone film that he did. Yeah, it fits the film, which is to say, meh. Probably, actually, I take that back. Probably the best thing about this film is the Alan Silvestri score. Breaking in on 2-disc pack with Fatal Beauty. Do you like Fatal Beauty? I have not seen Fatal Beauty, so I cannot comment on that. But if there's a 2-disc pack, I might as well get it because I've not seen Fatal Beauty, so yeah. Yes, it was Alan Silvestri. Unfortunately, I cannot say, but I wanted to wish you the best of luck getting through the cinematic masterpiece, Jeff. Have a great hour. Thank you so much, Jim. Thanks for coming in and showing your support. And yes, again, thanks. Thanks once again for showing the support and your sympathies. Crocodile Dundee 2, Cuffs, Lethal Weapon Discs. They really love jumpers. Yes, that's definitely, it was a thing. It was a recurring thing. Whatever it was, it probably wasn't enough. I mean, if I was an actor like Sly on that level, I don't think it would have been enough money for me to do that. So, to be controversial, I think either Sly or Arnold are great actors, good actors, but I think they need the right role. Where say Daniel Day-Lewis, Robert De Niro can do several things. Well, Sly is an Oscar-nominated actor, so there goes that argument. Sly has literally been nominated for an Oscar twice, so that doesn't happen by chance. So Sly can act. Sly is a great actor. Arnold, yes, I will agree. I will agree. You know, he's good in what he does. You know, you can't just, put Arnold in a costume, period drama, or whatever. But again, it depends on the script, I guess. But Sly is an Oscar-nominated actor, so yeah. Which you wouldn't tell from this movie, but that aside. Oh yeah, here she has the present from the Mac 10. Mom, this is illegal. It's a legal weapon. Yeah, I don't know what it is about the TV glitching out again. I got the phone that's recording the TV on the mobile data, so as long as this screen doesn't go out, we should be fine. Advertising Sylvester score just reminds me of Predator. Yes, Predator. That's probably my favorite Alan Silvestri score. He also did the Delta Force, didn't he? I do love the Delta Force as well, his soundtrack for that, which is pretty much the same theme being repeated over and over again, but it's a catchy theme. I like it. I do like the Delta Force theme by him as well. Is that Brad Dourif in Fatal Beauty? Yes, that's definitely one that I do like Brad Dourif, so that will be one I will have to check out. BL Striker TV movies were great with Burt. Hard to find now. The long out of print DVDs. I've never even heard those, so yeah. Can't imagine Arnie or Sly doing my left foot. Oh yeah, now she. Oh, here we go. Now she's trying to get into Joe Beth Williams' ear. Hey, Yam Yam's here. Mr. Jeff Stallone Bronson. Hope you're well, champ. Yam Yam actually likes this film. Not Boston, but a film to chill out to. I love his style's Dirty Harry impression. Yeah, go ahead, make my bed. Yeah. Okay, I might have chuckled the first time when I saw the film when she said that line, but now it just feels like to me. But hey, to each their own, of course. Again, this is not the travesty people make it out, but it's by no means a great film, I will watch it over Attack Force. I will watch it over Junior. Probably will watch it over Knockoff. Pretty much all the films I had selected there. This is definitely the best of the four. But yeah. I will watch this over Zardoz with Sean Connery, which is one of my least favorite movies of all time. I hate Zardoz. I will watch it over that. I will watch it over New York, New York, my least favorite Scorsese film. Yeah, did nothing for me. There's a lot of films I will watch this over, but that doesn't make it a great film by any means, by any stretch. Yeah, Sly's the better too. Arnold's good, but he needs the right script. Yeah, he ain't doing period piece stuff in this. Yeah, I mean Conan. Technically, you could say maybe in a weird way. It takes place like in ancient history and stuff. But Conan is great. Conan is fucking great, man. You wouldn't see Arnold in Barry Lyndon. Let's put it that way. Arnie was blessed with Ivan Reitman for his comedy. Yeah, and that's the thing. Ivan Reitman produced this film. Like, what the fuck? Like, this must have been after Ivan Reitman stopped caring because, obviously the next one with Arnold after this would be Junior. So, yeah. But that's the thing. I was surprised again when I saw that in the opening titles that this was produced by Ivan Reitman, actually. And it also says it on the back here on the DVD. Produced by Ivan Reitman. Crazy. It's weird how quickly Bird fell out of favor. He had 2 or 3 flops and he was back to TV, where as Ryan Reynolds, the irony, seemed to be in constant flops before Deadpool. Yes, and look at his career now. Yeah, he's hot shit, as they say. Yeah, again, it's not the greatest film, but I will give it this. It at least has a at least has a plot going through all the film. It's not like a thin plot. At least it has something to hold on to. It's not, like it's just some generic mess. It does have a plot. It knows what it is. It sticks to it. But yeah, I'll tell you who was overrated as an actor: Jason Statham. Yes, I'm not the biggest Statham fan either. I tolerate him in the Expendables. Of course, it's an ensemble, so he's not the main guy. I liked what's that film with De Niro that he did? Killer Elite. I do like him in that one, but other than that, there's not too many Statham films that I like. Well, Snatch. I like him in Snatch, but cast Michael Douglas as new Dr. Frankenstein and Stallone as Frankenstein creature. Nah, that wouldn't work for me. I mean, I wasn't even a fan of De Niro as the Frankenstein monster in Mary Shelley's Frankenstein, the Kenneth Branagh one. I wasn't even a fan of De Niro doing Frankenstein, so yeah. Look at me. I'm the Frankenstein monster. Look at me. You talking to me? No. De Niro as the fucking... That was a miscast for me. And I think Stallone would be a miscast for that as well. Michael Douglas, though? Yeah. I can see Michael Douglas maybe as Dr. Frankenstein. Much prefer Stallone over Arnold in every way. Yes, I do. Well, as an actor, I do. As an entertainment value, I might put him on the same level because I just as easily watch any film of Arnie's, just as well as I do any films of Sly. So you definitely have a good time with Arnie films. When it comes to films, I find it difficult to pick because, that's the same as me. I like them both in the same different ways, film-wise. Yeah. I mean, you can easily do a double bill of Commando followed by Cobra, or That's something I've always wondered, actually, is Bird related to Ryan? Because, they do have the same last name. That's something I always wondered. But apparently not. I should never knew that for sure, but I guess now we do. Yes. It's the one where he has the mankini, yes. Sean Connery ranking is one that will probably come up as well, because today I actually watched Marnie in full for the first time, so that was another Sean Connery film that I can add to my Connery ranking. I watched Marnie a few years ago, like the first half of it, never really saw it through to the end. Now I watch Marnie for the first time today in full. So my Connery list is stacking up nicely. I do have a lot of Connery films. So a Sean Connery ranking could be happening very, very soon. I do like Sean Connery. Expect Zardos to be my least favorite, though. That film did nothing for me. New York, New York. I mean, I have it. I still have it on DVD in my De Niro collection. I've not even watched it since I first picked up that DVD in 2012, 13. It must have been like over 10 years ago at this point when I picked that DVD up. I remember being very disappointed with it. There we go. At least we have a car chase again. Again, that's another thing that I do compliment this film. At least it has some good action and nice car chases and stuff. Which I do prefer over Expendables 4, like shitty CGI crap and nonsense that film has. When it comes to Stallone's and Arnold's comedies, if they were all in the basket, I had to choose. I'd pick Kindergarten Cop is my favorite. I agree with that. Yeah, I do love Kindergarten Cop. Yes. Arnie will always be my favorite. It was him I discovered first, and he was unstoppable 82 to 94. Yeah, he definitely had the better run of the two actors, right? Like Sly obviously had a few flops in between his great hits and stuff. Case in point. Arnie, I think, Arnie definitely had a big golden age from like Conan the Barbarian right up until True Lies. Even though Last Action Hero wasn't the biggest hit, I like Last Action Hero. It's one of my favorites, as you all know. Yeah, I think Arnold definitely had the better streak of like popular films. I will give him that. But then again, Arnold was never nominated for an Oscar, and Sly was twice. So yeah, if she had any sense, Estelle would get here. See, do I have a clip for that? Sadly, I don't. No, I don't. Should have prepared like Gareth, but no, sadly, I don't. Yeah, she would Getty herself out of this film. Scorsese has near perfection except 3 movies. His first was Knocking on a Door, which was basically a student film, and Boxcar Bertha. Yeah, that was the Roger Corman film that he did, wasn't it? Yeah. This is a hot take, but I'm not even the biggest fan of Mean Streets, believe it or not. Like Mean Street is like, I don't know, kind of meh for me. Um, Not a patch on his other gangster films, obviously. So yeah, that was supposed to be a comedic scene, but I did not smile there. So yeah, we was a director for that for Roger Corman. Birds Appeal diminished fast in the 80s. Stick was fun. Yeah, that's another one I do have on my list. But made jack shit. Another one I found a Blu-ray of is Gator. Now I don't know anything about these films, so just got him on my list. Just trying to get into Burt Reynolds' career. New York, New York. He had a cocaine issue at that time, and the final product. They are all still 3-star movies. Well, New York, New York is one that I give 1 star for me personally, but yeah, again, maybe I will change my opinion on the rewatch if I do eventually rewatch the film. But yeah, I just found it pretty crappy when I first watched it. I mean, De Niro and Liza Minnelli. And again, I'm not a fan of musicals, so maybe that was it. Because at the end of the film, that just turns into a full musical. I was like, what the fuck is this? But yeah. Yeah, I can't stand Jason Statham at all. Oh yeah, Crank. I do like Crank. Yeah, I haven't seen the Blitz. Yeah, Transporter was never really my thing either. Also, our yeah Dan from my collaborator Dan, previously Physical Media for Life, then Dan's Movie Cave, then Dan's Man Cave, or the other way around. Now he's rebranded again. But yeah, Dan. I have actually told him that. Yes. I always said to Dan, I bet you can do a great Jason Statham impression. I bet you can do a great Michael Caine impression because there's something of both in his voice for me. Can't stand Statham, especially now he seems to have a monopoly on B movie action, pretending to be a movie. Yeah, yeah. I mean, he's never really done anything for me either, to be honest. So Arnie's, yeah, he's not doing much, but that's still more graceful than straight to streaming movie. Yeah, that. Why is Sly doing straight to video, straight to streaming movies? Like, I don't get it. That like armor, aluminum, what the fuck, whatever it's called, alarmum, whatever. Yeah. I think there's another one coming up as well, which is like, why? Why is Sly doing this? Like, and Backtrace from 2018, that was a straight to streaming, straight to video film as well. So what the fuck? Yes, Just Cause. I do like Just Cause. I got that on Blu-ray. That's a pretty good thriller. I do like that one. Yeah, I agree. It's underrated. That could conceivably come very high in my Sean Connery ranking. Actually, that film. Statham achieved the impossible by actually being in a John Carpenter movie I hate. Oh yes, what is it? Oh, I always get that film confused with. Um, I just can't think of the fucking title anyway. But yeah, I do know the one you mean. That's how forgettable that film is. I can't even think of the title. Escape from Mars. That's it. Yeah. Always get confused. I always get it confused with Mission to Mars, but that's De Palma, isn't it? So, um, I've never been a big Statham fan, but he's not the worst. He's become typecast as a burly, bald-head action guy. What I say? It's just he's always the same character in every movie. He's always, very miffed, very annoyed. When he talks, he always has the same monotone voice. He always sounds slightly miffed, slightly annoyed, doesn't he? And he always does the same thing. It's like he's a one-trick pony. But yeah. Wasn't this guy in Twins? I feel like this guy was in Twins with Arnie and DeVito. Arnie was also blessed with, yeah, well, that's Stallone is the director himself. Stallone directed Rocky 4. Stallone directed the Rocky sequels, and well, pretty much Ghost directed Rambo 2 and Cobra. But you know, I do agree. McTiernan, Cameron, Verhoeven, yeah, definitely great directors. But again, Sly, John Atvelson, himself, a lot. Bob Clark from Porky's did Rhinestone. You know, Bob Clark is a good director. I wouldn't put him on the level of one of those three, obviously, but yeah, Cosmatos definitely wouldn't be in that group. Rennie Harlin. I mean, Sly did have Rennie Harlin with Cliffhanger, so Sly has done some good work with good directors, but I think that's definitely the department where Arnold wins. Love Scorsese, but remember not liking Mean Streets. Yeah, it's grown on me, but at first I don't know, I was bored with it. I didn't get it. You know, I didn't get why this one got so much love. Oh, she says, "I'll be back." Which, imagine if this film would have been with Arnold, would that line still be in there? Because he says like, "Mom, Terminator say that." I doubt that joke would have been in there if Arnold was in the film. Yeah, like I said, no, it's like a one-trick pony. Plays the same character over and over again, boring. But Liam Neeson is similar, but I like Liam Neeson. Exception, I love Liam Neeson. Well, yeah, I mean, I love his thrillers. No matter how silly they get, I love his action thrillers. Like everything from Taken up until Nonstop. The Gray, Walk Among the Tombstones. I love Liam Neeson. I got a buddy of mine who loves him even more than me, but I do like Liam Neeson. To be honest, I think Sly has been his own worst enemy, turning a lot of great roles in films because he usually insists on controlling his productions. Yes, he is a very hands-on guy. That is very true. I know he locks his own mom into the car. Yeah, Taxi Driver is a solid then. Yeah, I agree. Raging Bull, Taxi Driver, Goodfellas, Casino, The Irishman for me. I mean, I know it's not for everyone, but The Irishman for me is a perfect one. What else we got? Yeah, Scorsese has done a lot of time. I mean, Goodfellas, Casino, and Raging Bull alone are in my top 10 movies of all time. So there you go. Yeah, Statham's voice. Find it hard to believe he talks like that in real life. Yeah, he always say monotone voice, isn't it? So I have not seen Blitz, but that's a remake of a Burt Reynolds film. Is that the one? By the way, welcome, Larry. Yes, this is awful, but there are worse. Let's put it that way. Anyway, thank you, Tom, for tuning in. Hey, Patrick. No, Over the Top is actually a good film. Over the Top is good. Words cannot express how much I love Over the Top. Yeah, for screening it again. Yeah, even the camera doesn't like it because it keeps switching off. The little screen. Just Cause is Rising Sun with Wesley. That's another great one, and also wasn't Mako in that one, and Cary Tagawa, the guy from License to Kill, and Shola del Tokyo with Dolph. Yeah, Ghost of Mars. That's a De Palma film, isn't it? Or is that, like I said, I always fucking confuse them. Yeah, Rising Sun is great. Sean was like Bronson. He could elevate the movie. Yes, that's Sean Connery, not not our Sean in the chat, isn't it? So, okay. Let's not confuse our Seans. Yeah, Sean Connery. Yeah, I love Connery, man. Yeah, it just does not like this movie. Just keeps wanting to switch off. But nah, you're screening this movie if you like it or not. Stay famous like Seagal. Oh boy, do I say he's a slightly better actor? Yes, I will give Statham that. I do think he's a better actor than Seagal, but that's not, doesn't really take much. Sly did work with, yeah, Walter Hill, yes, and so did Arnie. Lars Glorious. I do like Bullet to the Head still. I do like Bullet to the Head. It's not on the level of Red Heat, but I do still like Bullet to the Head. And with a much better Jason in that one, Jason Momoa. I do like Jason Momoa much better than Statham. So, would still have been good as Chili Palmer and Get Shorty. Now, I've not seen Get Shorty for donkey's years, to be honest. Don't remember too much about it. Don't even remember the character, so that's another one I sadly cannot answer at this time. I'll have to give that a well overdue rewatch. Oh yeah, this is the scene where we get the title drop of the film where Sly is like, "Stop or my mom will shoot." Yeah, this is the scene. We're almost fucking done with this film, aren't we? Yeah, we're almost an hour in. It's like just 30 minutes left. So this, thank God, that's the saving grace of this film. It's only a pretty fucking short film. It's not even 90 minutes. That's at least the salvation of this film. There we go. Stop! Or my mom will shoot. I mean, she's pretty tiny and she's holding a tiny revolver, but I think even that tiny revolver would still give her a little bit of kickback. So, there was no kickback there in that bit. But if you want a film with non-stop action and fight scenes, it has to be Roadhouse. Yes, love Roadhouse. I love Roadhouse. Man, do I love that film. Be nice until it's time to not be nice. Statham's films only make money because they're pretty much no action story. Yeah, there is. Yeah, he's alone, isn't he? There's not really competition for him. So yeah, we'll give it a few years before he's directed video. It's actually amazing that he still hasn't dabbled into those sort of films, directed video. Still haven't seen The Irishman. Something's putting me off. Not sure what. A lot of people are put off by the de-aging, but I can look past that. I will admit the de-aging is not the greatest piece of CGI I've ever seen, but it's definitely 10 times better than Expendables 4 CGI, so it has that going. But it's just weird. I mean, there's this one scene where De Niro, De Niro beats up the shopkeeper, and as much as they CGI'd him to be young, you can still see it's a fucking 80-year-old man doing like stomps on the ground. It's like it's awkward. Other than that, though, the film is a masterpiece for me. It's my favorite film of 2019, which is saying a lot because that's the same year of Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, which I absolutely loved. Rambo Last Blood, which obviously you guys see my ranking. I love Rambo Last Blood. Some good films in 2019, but my favorite has to be The Irishman. It's my favorite film of the last decade, probably, to be honest. That's how much I like The Irishman. I mean, it's Pacino, De Niro, and Pesci. Sold. And Harvey Keitel. Harvey Keitel is one of the best comedic moments in it, which I will not spoil. But yeah, Harvey Keitel is great, and for when he pops up. Remember reading that Sly and Cynthia Rothrock were going to make a movie with Freakin' in the 80s. I think that's the late 80s, early 90s. I think maybe around this time frame. I think Cynthia said that was after China O'Brien 1 and 2. She was actually going to do the China O'Brien 3 and 4. I guess they had more sequels planned. But yeah, then she got the offer to meet with William Friedkin and stuff. And they worked on the film, apparently. They, gave it a treatment. It was an early development, but then it got canned. And Cynthia did have a pay-or-play contract for that film, so she got paid for the film, even though she was never in it. The film was never made, but she got paid. And I think she even joked that she got more out of that film that never got made than she did for any of her films. So I would have loved to have seen it. I think it was based on the Executioner books. That was the film. I think it was called The Executioner. So yeah, that would have been fucking interesting. I would have loved to have seen Cynthia in that film with Sly. Wild Card was a crap. Yeah, Bird's Heat. That's it. Yeah. Oh yeah. That's the one, which is not the one that Larry mentioned. Yeah, again, I don't even know the Statham films that well, so yeah. Do you think Stallone would have been good as Scarface? Nope. Nobody can play that role besides Al Pacino. There's a few roles in cinema history where I just cannot accept or tolerate or just visualize anybody else. And Tony Montana, Al Pacino's one of them. Nobody can do that, but besides Al. Just like nobody could do Don Corleone, better than Marlon Brando. Even though, well, De Niro sort of did it in Godfather 2, but that doesn't count. It's a young version. It's a flashback version. I still like Marlon Brando as that character better than De Niro, to be honest. Even though De Niro did a fantastic job, don't get me wrong. It's the same with Sly. I cannot see anybody else playing Rocky the way he did it. I cannot see anybody else in a role. That's his role, period. Nobody else. Irishman is great. Just have yourself a pee and a tea break 100 minutes in. Yeah. Then Ricky Gervais joke at the Golden Globes, like, yeah, we have a clip from The Irishman. It's 3 hours, but it's only a fragment of the entire film. Something, yeah. What is your favorite comedy this year? 1990. I don't even know the year. Not 92. It is 92. You'll have to remind me, actually. Not too familiar with all the films that came out this year. I mean, obviously, for 1992, I remember the big hitters of the year. The big Oscar winners and stuff. Unforgiven, Scent of a Woman, Malcolm X. Remember the big prestige films of this year. Not necessarily the comedies, but, beyond this one. So you'll have to remind me. The Irishman within it, that was an ill advice. Oh, I love The Irishman. I love The Irishman. Like I said, it's my favorite film of the last decade. So yeah. Yeah, 1990. You have to remind me. I don't really remember too many comedies from 1992. Shame that Walter Hill one was the lackluster Bullet to the Head. They could have done an awesome movie together in the 80s. Yeah, imagine the 80s. That would have been awesome. But I still like Bullet to the Head. Obviously, that came in pretty high in my ranking, if memory serves. So, is Walter the only one who directed them both? You could be right there. Yeah, you could be right. I think he is the only one who's directed both. Actually, that is if the running time. Yeah. Oh, the running time. Yeah, it is a long one. It is a long one. But for me, I watch it always in one go. I never really take breaks with it. I recently watched the 7-hour version of The Godfather. Where they added Godfather 1 and 2 together and added deleted scenes. I watched the full 7-hour Godfather version. Length does not matter to me. I can sit through a long film like that, if I have the time anyway, that is. I watched all 7 hours in one sitting of The Godfather 1 and 2 together. It's a bootleg copy. I will show it in my update for February. But it is, the TV HBO version where they have the Godfather 1 and 2 cut together as one big film with the deleted scenes in there, which was fascinating to see as a big Godfather fan. So, but length does not bother me. Does not bother me. If Tarantino released Kill Bill 1 and 2 as one 4-hour film, I would have easily ate that up as well. So, if Sergio Leone did his original 10-hour version of Once Upon a Time in America, I would have been all over that. So, for me, the running time does not really matter. So, Irishman is no problem for me. I like Bullet to the Head too. It just has some script problems, particularly in the third act. Yeah, it feels a little rushed in the third act, doesn't it? From what I remember. So, I do like the final fight with him and Momoa. When Momoa gets the axes out. What are we, fucking Vikings? Overall, I'm very positive about Bullet to the Head. Saw The Irishman in cinema. My ass has never felt so numb. Works better at home. I actually did see it in the cinema as well. And yeah, again, not an issue at all. They were very comfy seats. I went for the VIP seats, the very squishy, soft, leathery ones, leather chairs, which you can sort of set back as well. So, Sly, Rough, Rock, and Freakin' would have been it would have been bizarre but amazing. It would have been cool to see for sure. Great Rising Sun quote from Connery. No, you are to blame. Well, I want to do it as Connery, but the grammar doesn't. You're to blame here. You give my detectives any assistance that they need, and I want the name of the person who discovered the body. Evav? Eve? And don't you fuck with me. I wanted to do the full Connery, but Liam Neeson, one of my favorites, even though he's similar. Yes, yeah, very interchangeable. Interchangeable. Oh, yeah, there's Miami Vice guy, Martin Ferrero. Is that his name? Is he from Miami Vice? Something Ferrero. I forget. It wasn't Martin or Miguel or something. I forget the name. I saw Bullet to Heaven when we were having a theater. We were the only people there. The only time I had that, where I was the only one in the cinema, was when I watched Jack and Jill in 2011 in the cinema. I said it before and I'll say it again. The fact that I was the only one there should have told me something, but I still stayed in there. The Irishman is Scorsese's masterpiece. Well, at least we do agree on that one. Then I do, yeah, great to see some love for The Irishman. I agree. That De Niro fight scene, yeah, that is definitely the worst bit of the film for me, I will say. I don't think I've ever seen such a bad scene in an otherwise great film. Yeah, I concur. They definitely should have done that differently. Like, maybe just get a younger guy to do that and just paste De Niro's face on it. Like, obviously, they were already experimenting with CGI. Like, as much as I'm not an advocate for CGI, that would have probably been better than what we got, so. Yeah. It's pretty good. Cynthia still got paid with that film. Probably would have made a big deal. Yes, I think she definitely would have gone mainstream with that film if that happened. Which, yeah. The chat is more interesting than the film, so fuck the film. Can't imagine anyone else is talking about that. Yes, it's impossible. Impossible. There's an actor I can't stand, even though he's in my second favorite film of all time, and I like some of his films, but I don't like him as an actor or as a person, which will shock. Try to guess who. His second favorite film. I think you have named your favorite films once, but I know Cape Fear was in there, Scarface was in there. Good taste, by the way. You'll have to remind me. Don't like him as an actor or as a person. Wait. You like the War Wagon with Kirk Douglas and John. Is it John Wayne? Maybe. Can't see anyone else playing the iconic role of Marshall Lawson. Yeah, you get it, guys. Marshall Lawson. Yeah, in Attack Force, which sadly, because that was the runner-up in the poll, that will be next week. We'll be doing Attack Force, so I'll be downing this entire thing for that film probably. I actually have a second bottle, so yeah. Oh, absolutely. I would have loved it over the top too. Absolutely. The Irishman makes you realize why you were a De Niro fan in the first place. Yeah. De Niro has gone down for me because he just keeps pressing on all the political shit. Like I'm like just do your fucking acting thing. Just shut up. Stay out of fucking politics. Nobody gives a shit. At least I don't. And De Niro just keeps going on and on and on and on about politics and anti-Trump this and stuff. I'm like, dude, just act. So De Niro as a person, he's sort of gone down for me in recent years because of his ravings and rantings about or ramblings and rantings about sadly America's new president. Actors should just stick to acting as far as I'm concerned, but still as an actor I do still like De Niro as an actor. Yeah, give us a hint. Yeah, man. Oh, plays a lot of gangster roles. Oh, De Niro. De Niro. Yeah, that's the Godfather 7-hour version. Yeah. Saw The Brutalist recently. It's over free. I've not seen that one. It's gonna be interesting. Yeah, flew by for me. Yeah, that's what I have with The Godfather. Scarface flies by. It's 3 hours. The Godfather, like I said. I mean, Irishman flies by for me. Irishman is only 3 hours and 20 or 30 minutes. It's just 10 minutes longer than Godfather Part 2. Like Godfather 2 is 3 hours 20 minutes. So yeah. It's not overly long. It's not Bernardo Bertolucci's 1900, which runs for like what 5-6 hours. Which I also have that film with De Niro, Bertolucci's 1900. I can watch that in one sitting. Haven't watched in a while, but yeah. What do you say when they say Pacino's acting was over the top? And hey, Mike Barrett, by the way, Pacino's acting was over the top in Scarface. That was the point. That's what I'll say. That was the point. Pacino went into it. I think he talks about that on the making of Scarface. Like he didn't want to make Tony Montana a three-dimensional, like very relatable person. That was never the point. He wanted to be just, kind of a two-dimensional character. Just you see this side and this side. Just two sides of the character. So that was the point, and it's a brilliant performance. That's what I'll say. Oh god, I just remembered all that CGI blood and bullet that. Okay, that's definitely one of the lesser things about that film. For sure, yeah. The style reminds me of Mrs. Doubtfire. Yeah, I can kind of see that actually. Jack and Jill. Yeah, sadly, Pacino season 3 is coming up. Yesterday, I watched the first two films of the next season of Pacino reviews. I especially got Geely and Jack and Jill on physical media for season 3 to add to my Pacino collection. It will be a first-time watch for Geely when I do the review, and obviously Jack and Jill I've already watched before, but never owned it until now. But yeah, those two mega hits will be featured in this season of Pacino reviews coming up soon. De Niro. Never liked him. To each their own, which is cool, but to me personally, I don't like him. Cape Fear, yeah, there you go. Second favorite movie of all time. Love Casino, Goodfellas, Bronx Tale, yeah. Yeah, as a person, he's an odd one, isn't he? Again, taking all this political shit aside, even back then, you're like, he doesn't like to talk, he doesn't like to socialize, he's very quiet, De Niro always. He's just like, yeah. Now, what do you say? He doesn't seem like the kind of guy you can have a beer with in the pub and have a good time with, right? So, but still, brilliant actor. That's the thing that counts the most. He's a brilliant actor, so. Everyone lost my Don Pacino. Yeah. I still don't understand why Scorsese didn't shoot that fight. Yes, like the one in Goodfellas where De Niro was kicking the shit out of Frank Vincent. Yeah. With Atlantis playing the song Atlantis. Yeah. That's a brilliant scene. And even the whole Billy Bat scene leading up to that, right? Like, go home and get your fucking shine. Like, motherfucking mutt, you fucking piece of shit. Yeah. He earned his fucking bun, that fake old tough guy. I love Pesci, man. He's another guy I would love to do a ranking on, but I still have to see quite a bit of Pesci's films outside of the Scorsese films. I do agree. I'm also not the biggest Keanu Reeves fan. And the same with Tom Cruise. Like, those are not two actors that... those definitely aren't two actors that I'm overly keen on their new stuff. Although I've recently watched John Wick 1, 2, and 3. Still have to watch John Wick 4. I actually was impressed with the first 3 John Wick films. I was really not expecting to. I just gave him a watch. I actually did end up liking him quite a bit. So, and I did not mind Keanu in him. So, other than that, I've never really been a Keanu fan. And Tom Cruise, yeah, the only Tom Cruise film I really, really love is Rain Man, and that's mostly because of Dustin Hoffman. And I like him in A Few Good Men. And guess, that's because of Jack Nicholson. Seems to be in films where greater actors are in. That's where I like him a bit more. But not a Mission Impossible guy, let's put it that way. I respect Tom Cruise for doing his own stunts and all that shit, but just don't dig him. Just don't get on with him. Love War Wagon. Yeah, that's it. Your favorite Western, yeah. 1967, Kirk Douglas. Must have been not a John Wayne fan, but I do like him in War. There you go. Have you seen Tough Guys with Kirk Douglas? I haven't, but I bet you that Yam Yam has. Yes. Attack Force is still on, sadly. It's going to be me and my good buddy Jim going through that film, so. Yes, Tough Guys is okay, but Kirk is funny and Bird's decent and Tough Guys is fun, though. Is that what Bird? Yeah. As soon as an actor starts going off about politics, even if I agree with them, I switch off. Just stick to your fuck. Yes, exactly. My point exactly. Still like Cruise, but I hope he sticks to character dramas after his upcoming Mission Impossible. Like, how many of those films are there now? Like, honestly, I've seen the first one because it's a De Palma film. It's Brian De Palma, who's one of my favorite directors. The second one was terrible, even though I think that was John Woo, wasn't it? How many of those films are there now? Like, it's getting ridiculous. Like, who watches this? Can't stand Cruise. Just his presence is enough to put me off what could be a decent film. Yeah, like I said, I tolerate him in Rain Man and um, A Few Good Men, but that's because greater actors are in there, for me anyway. To be honest, I do legitimately think that Rain Man is his best performance. I do legitimately think that. Of course, I have watched Top Gun. I do like Top Gun, but that's just the whole experience of the film, not necessarily because of him. Yeah, Cruise went through a period where we talked about Scientology way too much. Yes, that's another one of those things. We're almost done with this film. This is the finale. Yeah, this is the finale. Thank God. I can actually put something decent on after this. Yeah, Scientology. Say hello to my chocolate blend. Attica, hoo-wah! Yeah, it's terrible that I know the entire Don Cacino song, but I do. De Niro was apparently supposed to be in The Name of the Rose, but left when they wouldn't let him have a sword fighting scene. It's funny that you mention it, because that's actually a film that I picked up on 4K this month, Name of the Rose, the German 4K. I actually found it in the German shop. I went there a few days ago, and I saw that 4K. I was like, yeah, I do love In the Name of the Rose. I haven't watched it in a long time. I do still have a DVD of it, and I was like, yeah, you know what, the 4K was pretty cheap. Let's get that one. So Name of the Rose. Actually, we'll be rewatching that one this week. It's a Connery film. I can't see De Niro in there, but yeah. He could make his shoes look like fucking mirrors. Yeah, excuse my language. Use it called spit shine Tommy. No more shines, Billy. What? I said no more shines. Maybe you didn't hear about it. I've been waiting a long time, and maybe I can go up there and tell you I don't shine shoes anymore. Hey, I'm just breaking your balls. What's getting into you? Yeah, God bless Frank Vincent. Love him. I always found De Niro very, very, very miserable. Moany, and he's a wokey. Personally, I don't rate him as an actor, but the films I do really like, but still don't like him in them. Okay. He is brilliant in Cape Fear, though. I mean, counselor, come out wherever you are. I love that bit. Could you be there? Could you be there, counselor? He is fucking brilliant in Cape Fear. Same, I don't rate Keanu as an actor, but I do like the John Wick films and Bill and Ted Bogus Journey. I've never even been a Bill and Ted guy. I mean, I like it. They're okay. Devil's Advocate is only because of Pacino that I like, him in it. Devil's Advocate is Pacino's film, no matter which way you turn it. Yeah, this is definitely the finale of the film, this final showdown. Didn't know that, but I did know that he was originally cast for Big, but they dropped him for Tom Hanks. Oh, that's De Niro, yeah. Because they think De Niro wasn't bankable enough? Wait, that was around the time where, wasn't he in The Untouchables around that time, and Angel Heart and stuff? Like, still pretty successful films, especially The Untouchables. Oh, when was Big? The early 90s? He was still big in the 90s, De Niro, so. Oh boy, here we go. Now she has a big revolver, it looks like a Colt Python, which is the one that I have the replica of, which I will not show because it will get my ass canned. I've learned that last week or 2 weeks ago. Okay, there was a kickback to that when she shot the gun, so at least that was pretty realistic. Although I think a woman of her size, she would have literally be flown back or flung back. But what kind of movie should Dudley Moore and Stallone team up for? Would they have been good in Twins? I I can see that, but it's definitely more, Schwarzenegger and Danny DeVito. Yeah, maybe, but not likely. Yeah, De Niro doesn't smile much, and when he does, he kind of looks like he's gonna kill someone. I don't know. I don't know. This is like a typical De Niro face. Yeah, you insult him a little bit. A little bit, you did. Okay. Have you ever seen Cactus Jack? That's I've not seen it. Obviously, that would have been in my Arnie ranking if I did, but I haven't seen it. Last Few Minutes, Kirk Douglas is a real life Looney Tunes. So and yeah, I do like Anne Margaret. Yeah, but I've not seen that film. Dracula epitomizes why I don't rate Kia. Oh yes, he was in Bram Stoker's Dracula, right? The Coppola one. Yeah, I actually forgot about that. But there again, don't tell Gareth, but I'm not the biggest fan of that movie. So yeah. Yeah, so this is the zinger at the end. That's I know why I saw him on TV. He killed his mom or something. Or this is like the final joke of the film. I mean, I even forget what this is. He shot his mother, and that's the end of the film. We end on a freeze frame of Sly. Yeah. Thank God this is over. Okay, now let's see who was in this. Sylvester Stallone, Stella Getty, Joe Beth Williams, Roger Rees, Martin Ferrero. There we go. That was him. Dennis Berkeley. Yeah, that's the guy with the beard, the gun seller. Oh, thank God this is over. But on the other hand, next up is Attack Force. So, yeah, Dracula. Born on the 4th of July was infuriating for me because I love Oliver Stone, but there was no escape from Cruise. I actually have not seen that film. I've heard good things about it, but that's actually one of the few films, definitely of Oliver Stone's, that I have not seen yet. So maybe it's because of Cruise. Yeah. Magnolia's Cruise's best acting performance for me. Saw that in the cinema on opening day and was blown away by it. I have not seen that one, so um, it's still Rain Man for me. Has anyone seen Diamonds for Kirk Douglas? I haven't. You have brought this one up, but slow B movie, but it's a gem. I cry every time I see it. He's a senile retired boxer. I'm not a Dan Aykroyd fan, but he's good in it, playing Kirk's son. Okay. Well, it's definitely on my list. I mean, Stallone as a medieval knight. No, no, can't see it. Just like I think Stallone said when he auditioned or went in for Star Wars, I think he told him like, I get it. This does not look good in leotards. Sly also does not look good in shining armor. I think so. Yeah, leave that to Arnold. Leave the medieval stuff to Arnold with Conan and stuff. So, yeah, De Niro. Yeah, don't mind Bill and Ted as long as it's not yes. I know, right? Not been a bitch though. Just being transparent, not being bitchy or a bitch. Yeah. Cape Fear is my second favorite picture of all time. I absolutely love that film. Nick Nolte is my all-time favorite actor. Okay. Some actors are annoying for personal reasons. Like I can't stand Sean Penn for the most part, but I've always found James McAvoy irritating for some reason. I mean, Sean Penn I like. Galito's Way. Um, what's Mystic River? He's done some great stuff, but not seen the original Bill and Ted or the later one. Probably will never will know those. But the second one, Bogus Journey, is a big part of my childhood. Very nostalgic. It's the second one, yeah. I actually watched two Penn movies today: Colors and State of Grace. Colors is good. I've not seen State of Grace. That's one that's still on my list. I do have to watch that one. Um, okay, there we go. That's the final title there. Final credit. Ah, thank fuck. It's over. Yeah, this DVD. This is a cheap DVD. This one doesn't even have a menu, so I wonder what will happen now. Ah, it just cuts to like the home screen of my Blu-ray player. There we go. I can eject the disc. It doesn't even have a fucking menu. This movie. That's how bad it is. Remove the TV and let's get the phone out of there. There we go. Let's remove that. There we go. Let's go for a few comments left, and then let's wrap it up. I should have done a double feature because this film is so short. I should have maybe thrown Attack Force in right after this one, but nah, I don't have it. I don't have it at hand, sadly. Sadly, Mr. Myers, I don't have it at hand. It's upstairs in the loft, which there's no light up there, so I would be searching in the dark for it. No use. Yeah, money issue with the new one big. Should Chris Penn and Stallone? That would have been interesting. I do like Chris Penn, especially in Reservoir Dogs. There we go. Time for a much needed smoke after that film. Well, I can put that normal now. There we go. Yes, to answer that question, that would have been interesting. Like I said, I do like Chris Penn. I also like the film Heat, but again, not De Niro. I love that film. What a film that is. Still haven't seen the director's cut yet. It's not much different. It's like just a little few stuff edited, but few stuff altered, not really too many differences. The last joke at the airport is, yes, just like the entire film, pretty much. Like, pretty much none of the jokes land for me. Like I said, I chuckle at one or two, but that's it. In his autobiography, Barry Norman talks about a problematic interview he had with De Niro when promoting Goodfellas. To relieve some of the boredom, Norman brought up Big. Both De Niro and Norman got into a verbal argument after it, and wow. Yeah, he's a boring guy, isn't he? If you see him on chat shows, he's like, he has no personality outside of his characters, really. So, but that's why he's a heck of an actor, because he always creates great characters. But I actually have a feeling that Stallone secretly had some fun doing. Maybe he, having fun on the set is not the same as enjoying the film that you're doing. No, that was Stallone himself. Stallone directed that film himself. Yeah, as Fran Sanchez points out, it's his first as when he directed. So yeah. UK interviewers are often clueless when interviewing American stars. It's like they're starstruck and try to break the ice with the stupidest thing they can think of. I think De Niro as a chat show host, I actually think Graham Norton gets the best of him, gets the best out of him, rather. I do like when he's on the interviews on the Graham Norton show, because I like Graham Norton as an interviewer. I think he definitely got the best out of De Niro. And I think that's why De Niro came back like a few times. I think De Niro's been on his show for like four times at least. So yeah. The way Norman describes in the book is that De Niro kept him waiting hours for the interview. He seems like that kind of guy. Yeah. State of Grace is pretty good. Yeah, I have heard good things about it. I've only guess. Only ever seen Sean Penn and the Gunman, I Am Sam, and Bad Boys. Not the Will Smith one, is it? I've only ever, yeah. Check out Carlito's Way, man. The Norman De Niro interview is on YouTube. Bobby is like slightly uncomfortable, but think that's pretty much him. That's not him doing any persona. That's just him. Norman liking The Gunman. He's great in Casualties of War. That's a fantastic film and great performance by Sean Penn. Yeah. Don't think I've ever seen the Niro interview. Well, I have. I mean, that's why I was excited for 10 years anticipating The Irishman, because it wasn't David Letterman in 2010 when he was promoting Little Fockers. When he first announced pretty much to the world that he was going to do The Irishman with Pacino and Pesci and Scorsese would direct it. Ever since that, I was excited. Ever since then, I was excited for The Irishman, and I waited about 10 years for it. So I was highly anticipating that film, let's put it that way. I do like Penn and Carlito's Way and Casualties of War, yes, but that's about it for me. Maybe it's because they're both De Palma films. Yes, he does get great performances out of pretty much anyone, right? Stallone and Dudley for... I've not seen too many Dudley films, to be honest. Dudley Moore, so... and yeah, Sly's comedies are hit or miss, obviously, so maybe with him it would have been maybe a good one. Again, it depends on the script, I will say. Yes, I've seen that interview with Bronson Lee Marvin about Death Hunt. Yes, it's also one of the rare ones where Bronson actually does some talking in that interview. So yeah. Wow. Couldn't really get into Carlito's Way. Just couldn't help but compare to the much better Scarface. See, that's interesting because there's a lot of people that like Carlito's Way over Scarface and think it's a more mature film and stuff. I'm not one of them. I can see the point, but Carlito's Way is still ace. It's still an ace film. Are you the same as me? But I mean, Scarface Scarface is my favorite film. But if I could only ever watch one film over and over, I wouldn't pick Scarface. I would. I would. Graham Norton comes across as friendly, which helps, unlike that guy who made Downey Jr. walk off. Yes, Tarantino, that's a great... I'm shutting your butt down. Yeah. That guy was awful. Like, seriously, he was such a pompous douchebag in that interview. And not Tarantino. Tarantino handled it the right way. I mean, he handled it more diplomatic than I would, So, yeah, Scarface is movie perfection. Yes, those Downey Jr. and Tarantino are just antagonistic just for the sake of it. I forget. Yes, but he was a douchebag, that interviewer. Yes, I agree. That's where the comedy works. And for me, it works in Rhinestone and Grudge Match, which coincidentally also has Robert De Niro in it, who we've been talking about. But yeah, I do like Grudge Match as well as a comedy. But yeah, the best I will say is probably Tango and Cash. And then, yeah, Demolition Man as well. Anyway, we made it. Made it, Ma. Top of the world. Yes, this was the cinematic masterpiece that is Top of My Mom Will Shoot. Again, it has a Blu-ray, but I just never bothered to upgrade it. This DVD is just fine for me. It has no extras. It doesn't even have a menu. Just the film. That's it. You don't need more. Yeah, film. Yeah. I mean, especially with Tarantino. Like, Tarantino has opened up about violence in cinema and the violence in his movies like so many times. Like, I get it that he didn't want to talk about that for the millionth time. I fucking get it. And this guy just kept pushing and pushing and pushing, Yeah, don't push, they'll give you all you won't believe. Yeah, Sly can be genuinely funny. Even in the Rocky films, he has some great comedy. Like, who can forget the classic line in Rocky 2, where the brilliant Joe Spinell, as Mr. Gazzo says, how's about investing in condominiums, which is safe? Condominiums? Yeah, condominiums. I never use them. That's good comedy. That's good comedy. Even in Rocky 4, I feel like I can eat nails, Stallion. Yeah, I've never tried them. What? Snails assume my garden, but I didn't say anything about snails. I said nails. Nails, Stallion. Sly can do good comedy, yes. If I could only ever watch one film for the rest of my life, I think I'd pick something like Savage Streets or Evil Dead 2013 or The Hitcher or Falling Down, which are all my top 10 films. If it's not Scarface for me, it probably would be my second favorite movie of all time, Once Upon a Time in the West. If it's not that one, it would be The Godfather, which is my third favorite movie of all time. Then The Good, the Bad, the Ugly is also in there in my top 5, and also Godfather 2 probably. So would be one of those 5 anyway. So yeah. Ray Tango, he's done it to us again. 2 little mice and so much trouble. I love Jack Palance, man. Yes, cinematic masterpiece. Best gangster film, The Craze. Yeah, Craze is good. Craze is good. That's a really good one. But it's no Scarface. It's no Godfather for me. So Sly is good at reacting to stuff in a funny way. Yes, I agree. My DVD of this is rotting at the bottom shelf behind the desk. It is awkward to get to. Yeah. Well, I keep it together with all my other Stallone films, but yeah. Rocky 2 is actually very yes, it's probably the most underrated of all the Rocky films for me. Like everybody talks about the first one. Obviously, it's the original. It's the best for me. The best for a lot of people. Everybody talks about Rocky 3 and 4 because they're the most entertaining ones. Obviously, you got Eye of the Tiger, Rocky 3, you got Ivan Drago, Rocky 4, classic, iconic stuff. Rocky 5 is remembered for being the black sheep, and Rocky Balboa is remembered for being the comeback. But Rocky 2 sort of slips under the radar a lot. That's what I've noticed anyway. Yes, I do like A Bronx Tale. It's not in my top 10 movies of all time, but it comes pretty damn fucking close. I've actually been working on a big, like, top 100 movies of all time, which is Clint Eastwood last week was my hardest list I've done. This is taking it over because just choosing 100 films, 100 of my favorites is, you would say 100 is a lot, but if you look at your collection, which has like 2,000 or 3,000 films in it, it's hard to pick 100. But yeah. Yeah, Savage Street is fucking awesome. I agree. That dickhead who interviewed Robert Downey Jr. Quentin Tarantino was interviewed by Richard Ayoade and roasted him. It was pretty funny. Yeah. Much prefer The Craze over The Legend. Rocky and Rocky 2, in my opinion, is one film. Yes, I would not mind if, obviously I watched that Godfather 1 and 2, all together cut. I would not mind watching a version of Rocky 1 and 2 all, as one film blended together. That would be pretty fucking dope. Bronson was offered the Palance role in City Slickers, but when he found out his character died, he told him to fuck off and hung up the phone. Yes, I have heard that story. Which was a bad choice because obviously Jack Palance won the Oscar for it, so there you go. Stallone as the bad guy in Bullwinkle. Is that the one where De Niro parodies himself? Can't even think of the full name, but no. No. That would have been more embarrassing than this film. Yes, Donnie Brasco. That's fantastic. I love Donnie Brasco, obviously. I've done a review on it. I give it 10 out of 10. It's in my top 10 Pacino films. I love Donnie Brasco. That's the film that made me a Johnny Depp fan as well. Like up until I saw that film, I never really considered Johnny Depp as one of the greats. When I saw him in that film, I was like, yeah, this guy's brilliant. He holds his own opposite Pacino for a huge majority of the film. Any actor who can hold their own against Pacino is aces in my book. So Johnny Depp, brilliant. Then I saw, of course, other Johnny Depp films. I think he's brilliant. Yeah, Donnie Brasco is fantastic. Top 10 films for me is easy, but top 100, yes. I'll be missing so many. Yes, that's the thing. Yeah, it's an impossible task, but I've been toying with that list. Maybe one day I'll do that as a video or a live stream, but it's just a work in progress at this point. Good Travolta and Stallone and their brothers have made a movie together when they're all brothers. That actually isn't a bad idea. Like have Stallone, Sly and Frank Stallone. John Travolta, Joey Travolta. That could yeah, maybe, yeah, that sounds like a good idea anyway. Sly and Jack Palance really didn't get along, which, yeah, that's a shame. I think Palance Palance pretty much trashed the film. It's just like a stupid Stallone action film or whatever. In the same year, he pretty much played the same role in Batman. 1989's Batman. He pretty much played another crime boss. And Jack, you are my number one guy. He was pretty camping over top in Batman as well. I love that film, by the way. Jack Nicholson, man, aces. I love Nicholson. You can call me Joker, and as you can see, I'm a lot happier. I love fucking Nicholson, man. Have you ever danced with the devil in the pale moonlight? It's something I ask of all my prey. I just like the sound of it. Yeah, Halloween 1 and 2 would merge. Yeah, that's a supercut I would love to see as well, like both of them together. What's that Sean Penn movie, bro? The Indian Runner. The Indian Runner, which is a good film. I still have to track that one down for my collection, but that's a good film. Most of Depp's 90s work is top notch. He lost his way when he went. I actually think he's fantastic in a Pirates. Now, those films, growing up, they didn't do anything for me, but I recently watched them, like in the last 2 years. I recently watched pretty much all of the Pirates films again. And I really dug him this time around. And honestly think Johnny Depp, he was made for that role, just as Pacino was made for Tony Montana, just as Brando was made for The Godfather, just as Stallone was made for Rocky. I feel like that's his signature role for sure. For Johnny Depp is the Jack Sparrow role. I think he was fantastic in that, actually, in those films. Again, those films wouldn't necessarily make my top 100 films of all time. It's not like I consider them great achievements in cinema, but I still had fun with the Pirates of the Caribbean films. The weird Tim Burton stuff, like Willy Wonka and stuff, not so much for me when it comes to Depp, but you have to hand it to him. The guy is fucking diverse, Johnny Depp. He can play like very quirky characters, Could Stallone have done the De Niro role in Awakenings? I love Awakenings. Is that a top 10 De Niro film for me, or close to the top 10 anyway? No, I'm not too sure. Maybe the Robin Williams role. Yeah, maybe. Stallone and Travolta. Oh yeah, they did almost team for Rambo 2, and of course, yeah, they did team up for Staying Alive with Sly as the director, and Travolta in the film. Indeed. John Travolta's brilliant. Big fan of. Yes, I like Travolta. If you look at Palance's Oscar win, I have to look at that because I do not remember Sly being in the audience. But yeah, I'll have to check that out. That's a good point you make there, actually. Yeah. Surprise Frank Stallone and George Travolta never in an action comedy promoted heavily off their surnames. Yes, Stallone, Travolta, and then very small underneath Joey, Frank. Yeah. Where does he get all those wonderful toys? Yeah, fucking love Nicholson, man. I actually watched Batman again yesterday, the '89 one, because I got the 4K of it. Yeah, that was fucking brilliant. Depp's courtroom drama, yeah. The fucking bitch Amber Heard, she really made a fool of herself, didn't she? Ed Wood and Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas are my favorite Depp films. Love those. Well, for me, it's Donnie Brasco. I do like Fear and Loathing as well. Blow. I like the film Blow with Depp and Penelope Cruz. Nick of Time is an underrated one with him and Christopher Walken. Yeah. I wouldn't watch Pirates of the Caribbean because I can't stand Disney with a passion, but I love Toy Story 1, 2, and 3. Oh, that's Pixar, so you're safe there. It's not Disney. Well, I guess now they're on the Disney Channel, but Polan's doing push-ups at the Oscars, yes. And he was like, what, 80 something, 88, 87? Like close to his 90s or whatever he was, yeah. He was an old guy, old geezer. Also like Hocus Pocus and Snow Dogs. Hocus Pocus, man, I've not seen that in donkey's years. The last time I watched that, I was 9 or 10, so that has been 8. But I remember liking Hocus Pocus a lot. Snow Dogs, nah, not for me. Sly sat in the row behind Jack. I'll check that out right after this, actually. Blake Lively looks like she might be the next Amber Heard, though. Though who knows? At least Blake doesn't shit the bed. Yes. And on my side of the bed, there was human fecal matter. Fucking love that bit. It's so many great moments in that courtroom, in that in those proceedings. Donnie Brasco was the last really decent gangster movie I saw. Yeah, I guess the only great one after that I can remember, that I will put on that level, is The Irishman from 2019. So yeah, yes, I will. I will say she is attractive, but yeah, she's a fucking pain in the ass on a lot of levels. I've not. I mean, I like Aquaman, the first Aquaman with Jason Momoa. As much as I don't like the superhero films, I did dig Aquaman, the first one. It had Dolph in it, William Dafoe. I've not seen the sequel. I've not seen the sequel. I've heard her part has been cut down significantly. She's not in the film as much, but I still couldn't bring myself to watch the sequel of Aquaman. So, Amber Turd. Wonder if the bed was like, train spotting. Yeah. Those two are great, but I wouldn't put them on the same level as Donnie Brasco or Goodfellas or Irishman, or those kind of Scarface, Godfather. Yes, Midnight Run. That's fantastic. That's probably the best of De Niro's comedic roles. And De Niro has done a lot of crappy comedies his own right. I mean, obviously Bad Grandpa or Dirty Grandpa, whatever the fuck it's called. To be honest, when I saw it, I didn't mind it, but I'm still like De Niro is pretty much degrading himself with this kind of shit. Not as much as Pacino with Jack and Jill, but we're gonna get there. I do like the Meet the Focker films, the first two anyway. Not so much Little Fockers. Analyze This is one I do like as well as a mafia comedy, but Midnight Run is definitely the standout in his career. Least favorite De Niro film, which is also a comedy, We're No Angels with Sean Penn. That's a film where I do hate Sean Penn in that film. God, that's definitely my least favorite De Niro film, hands down. Lucio Fulci made a watchable gangster flick called, yes, Contraband, Euro crime film. I love my Euro crime films. That is a very, very violent one as well. Yeah, I do recommend Contraband as well. I do a lot of Euro crime films. Yeah. Amber Heard's Turd. Yes, she has been nicknamed now Amber Turd because of the bed shitting incident at Johnny Depp's. Let's see. I have one more here. Remember We're No Angels being alright. I never saw Rocky. That's the film. Rocky and Bullwinkle. Yeah, that's the film. Yeah, We're No Angels is crappy. It has De Niro. It has Sean Penn. It has Bruno Kirby. It has Demi Moore. And it sucks. It fucking sucks. I do recommend Midnight Run. If you like Beverly Hills Cop, you're definitely going to like Midnight Run. It's the same director. It's Marty Brest. It's John Ashton in it as well. Marvin, watch out! Boom. Love that bit. It's great. Midnight Run is great. Sadly, there's another Martin Brest film that's coming up in the Pacino season, Geely, but yeah, that's, yeah. Would you cast Nicholson as Stallone's father in the 90s? Maybe not necessarily as Stallone's father, but I would have loved to have seen a team up with Stallone and Nicholson, so hell yeah for the team up. Can't see De Niro and Penn being two that could possibly get along. Actually, I don't know. I don't know if they had if there were many behind the scenes stories or whatever. I've not heard anything, but yeah, I do know that Penn had a bit of tension with Pacino on the set of Galileu's Way in one particular scene, where Sean Penn just wanted too many takes. Like they were filming like over the shoulder shots. Like first they would shoot Penn and then he would shoot Pacino. Like Penn apparently did like 20 takes, over the shoulder shots, and Pacino's like, Brian, can you finally get the camera on me? Pretty much. I think there was tension between them on that film, but yeah, Cape Fear is brutal. Demi Moore steals that film again. She is probably the best thing in it. And I will agree. Let's see. And to get to the Geely comments here. Yes, I will need it from what I've heard. No, I've not. I just got this DVD a few days ago. It was a cheap one. They had a DVD for like 20 euros, which I was like, fuck off. So I tracked down a very, very cheap one for like €5. I still believe even €5 might be too much for this one, but I still have not seen this one. I will watch it the first time this week because I am already starting the Pacino season 3 series. I watched the first 2 films of the season last night. I'm doing the write-ups for the review. So Geely is coming up pretty fucking soon. If you could watch only Stallone film for the first time again, what would you pick? Rocky. First Rocky. Was that top left pick of slide in the background from after you watched it? Yes. Let's see. Can I? Oh no. There, you can see it a bit better. Yeah, it's him there. It must have been. Or First Blood. Yeah, either Rocky or First Blood. Yeah. Penn pointed a live gun at Walken's face in close range. The latter's genuine reactions in the movie. Imagine doing that to someone as great as Walken. Oh my god, yeah. Yeah, I do like it at close range. I gotta check that film out again. I cannot imagine Walken being pleased with it, so yeah. Hey, you moron, you point a live gun in my face! Yeah, First Blood. And on that note, this film was only an hour 20 minutes. We've already gone almost up to 2 hours with the entire live stream, so at this point I'm going to bid you all farewell and a good night. So yeah, next up, as far as watch parties go, will be Attack Force. Oh, help me, it's going to be Attack Force. This one is going to guide me all the way through that film. Yes, it will be Attack Force next. Other than that, I got some other videos coming up. Obviously, Pacino season 3 is coming up very, very soon. I plan to have the first few episodes this month, so stay tuned for that. Yeah, so next week, probably next week, Tuesday, it will be Attack Force. As I do now have people in my membership, I have to give a shout out. Well, at least I have one in my membership. So membership shout out to Crushers Movies and Games. Shout out to Crushers Movies and Games. It is required of me to do so. So yeah, thank you all for watching. Thank you all for sticking with me through this, again, cinematic masterpiece at a stop and my mom will shoot. I wish I would have been Rhinestone. I would have actually had fun with Rhinestone. But yeah, anyway, we'll see you all later. And thank you so much for tuning in to Bob McCall, Michael Myers. Yes, taking it to a whole new level, indeed. Mr. Sanchez, Yam Yam, Bob McCall, Stacy. Well, so we have here Sean Sheridan. He was here. Can't find one of his comments, but he was here. Can I scroll back far enough? Ah, here we go. Yeah, Sean Sheridan. Nicholas Woodall was here. Thank you, Nicholas. Thank you, Garrett, for popping. I think Garrett is actually live right now. So yeah, that's it for this one. I'm gonna buy some Butterkiss popcorn, especially for Attack Force. Yeah, I'm sure you are gonna enjoy that way more than I will. Thank you, Mr. Myers, and yes, good night, Mr. Myers. Good night, Fran Sanchez. Good night to all. Keep punching, and we'll see you all very soon. This has been Jeff 11 Bronson signing off. Last survivor of this watch party signing off. To quote Alien. Anyway, goodbye, guys.